Now on CoastTV News.
A new lodging tax could be coming to Sussex County. I'll tell you about a proposed ordinance up for debate today and how much that tax could cost.
Wind case on the coast as Ocean City finds more allies in its lawsuit over wind turbines proposed to be built out on our waters.
Trio running to replace Tom Carper. We look at the three candidates for Delaware U.S. Senate.
It's another chilly start on this Tuesday morning. A touch of frost with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. We remain dry with a warming trend. Scary warm for Halloween. Details coming up.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning. I'm Paige Marley. It is Tuesday, October 29th, 2024.
As we help you beat the sunrise today,
Yes.
Final days until the clocks change.
That's another one I keep forgetting about. I forget about
Got a
Halloween.
lot on your plate this week, Paige.
And that, I don't even think I do, but I think I'm just looking so much towards the election, towards my nephew who's coming next week that I forgot about the clocks
And then,
Halloween.
I know you've got your Christmas countdown. You start that in July, so we're getting closer to your time of the year.
Walmart has Christmas decorations out, so it is officially the start of Christmas season.
Yeah, you know how I feel.
I know how you feel. I'll give you till November 1st. How about that? All right. Let's bring in Bob now. Bob, I think it is maybe a little early for you with Christmas as well. Are you a November 1st person like me?
Probably a little later for Christmas. I'm usually Thanksgiving and after, so got to get through Halloween first for sure. We are looking at frosty conditions this morning. Lighter frost than yesterday morning. 33 Delmarva, 34 Salisbury, Seaford and Georgetown 36, Milton 2, Millsboro it's missing but 36 there, and we do have 40s and lower 50s at the coast, so you're frost free there. A little bit of a breeze there, but no wind inland as we're looking at calm conditions. Do watch out for a little bit of patchy fog. Nothing widespread, and just a few clouds floating through. We still have high pressure in charge, but we've got a warm front back to the west, and eventually, we're going to warm it up, and that's going to start today with temperatures warming into the 40s, 50s mid-morning, by noon around 64 in Millsboro. Cooler for the beaches, and I think some inland areas around 70 later this afternoon with lower 60s at the coast and then 50s for this evening. Today's checklist, you definitely need the ice scraper away from the coast, a heavy jacket in the morning. Windbreaker this afternoon, a little milder. Make sure you have that warm cup of coffee out the door. Warm up the car. Make sure you have the sunscreen for later, too, and the sunglasses as well.
All right, thank you, Bob. We have developing news in Sussex County. This deals with short-term rentals like Airbnbs, and today the Sussex County Council could put forward an ordinance that would tax those types of rentals in unincorporated areas.
CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber's live in Georgetown. Elisa, this is not the first time the county's discussed an ordinance like this.
Yeah, Matt and Paige, I'm currently outside of the county building here in Georgetown, and inside this building today, officials will talk about a proposed ordinance that could raise the short-term lodging tax for short-term rentals to 3%. Now, this would only apply to those short-term rentals that are in unincorporated areas of Sussex County, also known as the outside of the downtown areas. And now, this is not the first time that a short-term rental tax like this has been talked about. Back in 2019, this actually was imposed but was suspended due to COVID. Many towns in the area already have their own lodging taxes in place on short-term rentals. And today at 12:30, the county's finance director will discuss this proposed ordinance. And we did speak with a local realtor to see how this tax would affect those short-term rentals that their company oversees. And we're going to hear from them a little later on. Back to you.
Mr. Weber in Georgetown, thank you for that. So what has been happening in Sussex County during this time that the lodge tax has not been in effect? About $1 million per year has been collected on hotels and motels in unincorporated areas, and money from these taxes does go towards affordable housing. Here's another area getting funds from this tax that goes towards beach replenishment.
And this morning, with Election Day just a week away, Delaware voters, they're preparing to choose not only their next governor, but also the lieutenant governor. Two women are vying for the position of Delaware's second in command this year. Democrat Kyle Evans-Gay will face Republican Ruth Briggs King. Both have served in state legislature. CoastTV News anchor Christina DeRobertis sat down with both candidates ahead of this election. Both are touting their ability to work across party lines.
As of July 1st, 2024, a family in Sussex County now gets the same amount for childcare as a family in Newcastle County. Before that, it had been reduced by 40%. And so reducing costs across the board for families is part of what I believe can be a bipartisan project moving forward.
One big thing reaching across party lines was working to get the Equal Right Amendment Act passed in Delaware. One time it had failed, and I told the leader across the aisle, if you'll work with me and we get the language right, we can make this happen, and we did. So that's one example.
Delaware's lieutenant governor holds the power to cast a tie-breaking vote in the state Senate and chairs the state's Board of Pardons. So stick with us on Coast TV. We'll continue to have more from both candidates.
Another one of the open seat elections in Delaware this election cycle. It's for U.S. Senate. Democrat Lisa Blunt Rochester served several terms in the House. Republican Eric Hansen making his first run at political office. And then there's independent Dr. Mike Katz. He served in the Delaware Senate as a Democrat 12 years ago before leaving the party. Both Blunt Rochester and Hansen, they've staked out positions that are similar to the top of their respective tickets. The Democrat pushing policies that nearly mirror her mentor and the man she's attempting to replace, Tom Carper. Hansen pushing for a return to the economy under the Trump administration.
When we don't pay our fair share, that's why even a fair tax system is so important. And that's one of the challenges. We can't go back.
Inflation is still hurting folks, and it's still much more expensive to live than it was 5 years ago. We have to fix that. We have to get back to where we were.
I go up and down the state, and the one thing people say to me is, where is Lisa? She's been ineffective in Congress for 8 years, and she runs her campaign like that.
Now, NBC News is projecting this as a win for Blunt Rochester, likely a convincing win, as no Republican Senate candidate has received 44% or more of the vote in 24 years.
And make sure you tune in to Coast TV for our preview week coverage. We'll be airing exclusive candidate interviews focusing on the races that impact us here on Delmarva. Our Decision 2024 preview week continues today.
Let's go live now to Washington, D.C. We got a look here of the Capitol building, and it is here that later today, Vice President Kamala Harris will deliver one of her final speeches before the election to the American people and making her case for the presidency.
As for former President Trump, today he is set to hold a rally in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
NBC's Alice Barr shows us some of the fallout from his event Sunday at Madison Square Garden and what is in store for Tuesday.
1 week until Election Day, and the nominees are zeroing in on their closing arguments. Vice President Harris preparing for a speech tonight at the site where former President Trump spoke directly before the January 6th Capitol attack, looking to drive home her case that he's a threat to democracy.
And now he wants unchecked power.
The former president pushing back against what he called
the most sinister and corrupt forces on earth. With your vote this election, you can show them once and for all that this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you.
Mr. Trump also accused the Harris campaign of casting him as a Nazi, following recent claims from past Trump administration staffers that he said Hitler did some good things too, claims he strongly denies.
I'm the opposite of a Nazi.
That as the campaign works to distance itself from bipartisan backlash over a comedian's racist remarks at the Trump Madison Square Garden rally Sunday, including calling Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. The campaign saying that does not reflect former President Trump's views. His running mate adding this.
I'm not going to comment on the specifics of the joke, but I think that we have to stop getting so offended at every little thing in the United States of America. I'm so over it.
While at her rally in Michigan last night, Vice President Harris responded to protests over the war in Gaza.
I hear you. On the subject of Gaza, we all want this war to end as soon as possible.
A critical issue threatening Democrat support in a must-win state. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
An update on a story that we've been covering for some time now. After months of a threat, Ocean City and several other local entities have filed a lawsuit against the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management to prevent wind turbines from being built off of our coast. Fenwick Island, the Worcester County Commissioners, and local businesses in Ocean City, they have all signed on as co-plaintiffs for the lawsuit against the Bureau. Ocean City Mayor Rick Meehan says that the town is paying in full for the lawsuit and says they are waiting for a court date.
Happening today, DENREC will continue to work on the state's 2025 Climate Action Plan, and a big part of that plan is that offshore wind. And you can learn more about this during a scheduled session this afternoon at the Cheer Center in Georgetown. The plan DENREC is putting together is based on the 2021 version with some expected updates. Denmark claiming it's going to use input from this session for their new plan.
And this does bring us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, do you support offshore wind on Delmarva?
All right, so what went down our last hour was that strongly support. That's gotten fewer votes, 39%. Opposed completely is at 57%. Just a few of you are in the middle, so you either have a strong opinion either way.
A lot of strong opinions, I'm thinking, Paige.
Definitely, so you can still vote. Go to coasttv.com or go to our mobile app.
Happening today in Lewis, officials could get a recommendation on reducing light pollution. This would limit the glow that impacts views of the sky. The Environmental Subcommittee is considering an ordinance regulating the amount and types of lights that can be used in the city. Now, for businesses, bollard lighting is what is recommended. Those are lights on top of small posts in the ground. Also, business lighting would be required to be dimmed by 35% or turned off entirely between midnight and dawn.
Milford is tackling how it handles marijuana. Right now, the city is considering whether or not they want to allow places to sell pot recreationally and what those requirements would be if they give the green light for that. Now, at a public hearing just last night, opinions appeared mixed on that topic. One local who works in Milford says people should do what they want, but with the right rules and regulations.
I think if it's a permit system of some sort, I think that'd be a good idea, and, you know, might be a little bit of a boon for the economy in downtown, and that's basically what needs to be done.
Now, this was just a public comment session. No action was taken, but the clock is ticking on this as the open retail category marijuana license lottery is expected to take place in December.
Tonight, the Dodgers can go for the World Series sweep of the Yankees on Monday. The Dodgers' Freddie Freeman made history, hitting a 2-run homer in the first inning at Yankee Stadium. That makes it 5 straight World Series games with a home run for Freeman. The Dodgers would win Game 3 4-2. They have a commanding 3-0 lead, and we'll have more on this later on Coast TV News Today.
All right now, though, we're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News Today.
Coming up, protecting pedestrians in Georgetown, why officials there say its new ordinance will prevent crashes.
Also, farmers fighting the frost and the droughts to protect their crops. We'll tell you how one farmer says the weather is impacting more than just the freshness.
And see which success organizers say this year's festival exceeded the one in 2023. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
As a math teacher, Matt Meyer knows that Delaware's tax system isn't adding up. So he has a plan to fix it. Give middle-class families a tax cut, invest in schools, and lower costs. But Mike Ramon's plan gives tax breaks to the ultra-rich, which could cut education by nearly $175 million. Matt Meyer knows these numbers don't add up. He'll make state taxes fair so families can get ahead. Vote Matt Meyer for governor.
Fall is upon us, and this season brings beautiful meaning to Delmarva. However, some critters are now looking for a new home. At Bennett Termite, we are dedicated to navigating these challenges, no matter what the season. After all, for fall, who wants to deal with spiders and annoying crickets? So, while I always say my tagline, please know that I truly stand behind our services. We are a local, veteran-owned company that works hard to stand behind our mission.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, coverage you can count on.
For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the CoastTV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico.
We're bringing bright hope to Delaware by creating opportunity. As Secretary of Labor, I focused on preparing the workforce of tomorrow. And in Congress, I've worked to strengthen career and technical education. Jobs that might not require a 4-year college degree, but do require skills. With jobs like these. Together, we can build the workforce of today and tomorrow. I'm Lisa Blunt Rochester, and I approve this message because our opportunities should be limitless.
6:15 on this chilly Tuesday morning. Frosty for some. Here's Dover. You're looking at mainly clear skies right now, just a few clouds. 34 in Salisbury, 36 in Georgetown and Seaford. Millsboro's also 36, as is Milton. So a little bit of frost inland, but not so along the coast where you have 40s and 50s. We are looking at calm conditions, mainly clear skies, just a few clouds moving through, and high pressure will provide another nice day. Warm front back to the west warms us up even more in the days to come. Ferry riding forecast, mostly sunny this morning. Really flat out there, looking good with mainly calm winds, mostly sunny. Temperatures warming through the 40s, 50s, and then into the 60s, mid-60s by noon, and light breezes.
That our team had so much fun at Sea Witch over the weekend, but it turns out so did a lot of you. In fact, a lot more than last year. The Chamber of Commerce is waiting for the final attendance numbers for this weekend's Sea Witch Fest, but early indications suggest those numbers have surpassed last year's total. Last year, the festival drew in 60,000 attendees on Friday, 100,000 on Saturday, and 40,000 on Sunday. That's 200,000 overall.
Planting the seeds of today for the forest of tomorrow. The Delaware Forest Service is working towards the future, and they are willing to pay to foster that growth. $910,000 worth of payments. It is in the form of grants that are available to communities in the state. Grants launch in just a few days on November 1st. Online applications will be accepted through 4:30 p.m. on January 31st.
Still ahead this morning, the recent weather's raging a war on crops against the state. We'll show you how one farmer says those conditions are ruining more than just produce.
And a chilly start this morning. We're looking at 42 in Lewis right now, some frost inland areas. And we're looking at temperatures warming up as we get into Halloween. In fact, looking scary warm for Halloween that day. And staying mainly dry as well as we go through time. I'll have your full forecast details coming up in 2 minutes.
Listen to 93.5 The Beach, Delmarva's rock station.
Forgive me for skipping the pleasantries. I need your help. Someone here is trying to kill me.
He's a high-value target. Anyone could be after him. Until we find the killer, no one leaves.
The Irrational, new tonight on NBC and Peacock.
We have the best doctors in the country. Oh, got myself. I mean, in Oregon. But we need everybody on their A game. No more tilapia in the microwave. It smells like a mermaid gave birth in here, and we all deserve better.
St. Dennis Medical, November 12th on NBC and Peacock.
This is my legacy.
The Toyota RAV4 Legacy is earned as the best-selling SUV in America. Designed with the capabilities and comfort to tame the trail or road. Right now, get a RAV4 with low 3.99% APR.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
PG County's full of corrupt politicians. Then there's Angela Also Brooks, a tax cheat for over a decade, skipped out on paying her bills. Now an investigative report shows Also Brooks operated in a legal rental property for 10 years. Did Also Brooks pay any taxes on her off-the-books slumlord scheme? What do you think? Prove it, Angela. Maryland deserves better. Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The weather is brought to you by Spicer Brothers Construction. Born here to serve here.
Welcome to the brand new Bath by Spicer Brothers showroom. Experience the future of bathroom remodeling. Bath by Spicer Brothers is Delmarva's exclusive BCI Elite dealer, offering more selections, styles, and colors, including options like the laser etched tile pattern system. Made in the USA, built for beauty and performance, our baths are durable, mold resistant, and guaranteed for life.
With no money down, no interest, and no payments until 2026, you have no reason to wait.
Call Bath by Spicer Brothers today because you deserve the best.
Time is 6:19, and you are looking live at Rehoboth Beach, right on the beach. In fact, nobody in that area, Bob, looks like they're taking that morning walk, maybe because it's a bit chilly, maybe.
A little chilly, but it's a little warmer at the beaches, Matt, than it is inland. At the beaches, we're in the mid to upper 40s, so not looking at frost there. But then you go inland where the winds are calm, too. We're into the middle 30s for the most part, so a touch of frost on the cars, grassy surfaces, wood surfaces as well. So have that ice scraper handy and bundle up this morning. 36 in Seaford, Georgetown, and Milton. 34 in Salisbury, 51 in Ocean City, 47 in Bethany Beach. So it is a little warmer at the coast coast. A little breeze there, but the winds are calm inland, and we continue with our drought. Don't want to forget that. 32 days now that we've been dry. We have not had any rain for the month of October. That's measurable. We had a few sprinkles last week. The last measurable rain, we have to go back to September 27th, where we had 0.13 of an inch of rain. And we are now in second as far as the top 5 driest periods. And first is 34 days, and that was from October through November of 2001. So we're going to tie that on Halloween and then break it as we go into Friday, when we could see a little bit of rain there, but not a big deal. More on that coming up. But right now it's mainly clear as we're looking at mostly clear skies, just a few clouds out there, and it's high pressure with the light winds, mainly clear skies. That's giving us that chilly start, but there is a warm front back to the west with clouds, and it'd be nice if we had some rain with it. That's well to the north across Michigan, so this will be dry as it comes through, and you can see this big dry patch across the middle of the country, and that will be our weather basically for the next few days. So futurecast this morning, warming slowly after that frosty start through the 50s and then into the 60s by noon. I think we're close to 70 around Delmarva later today, 68 Millsboro, but a lot cooler at the beaches, only low to mid 60s there. As we go through the overnight, the winds do turn to the south and not as chilly into Wednesday morning. So look at this, don't have to scrape frost. Looking at low to mid 50s to start the day, and then with that warm start, it really gets warm later in the day with mid to upper 70s, around 78 Long Neck, Millsboro, 77, 60s and 70s at the coast. And then even warmer on Thursday as those winds really kick in out of the southwest, 60s early on, and then by noon, look at this, already 78 Millsboro and Georgetown, 73 Bethany Beach, and by 2:30 on Halloween, we're in the 70s and low 80s. Pretty incredible. Then as the kids get ready to go out and trick or treat, we're looking at breezy conditions and temperatures falling through the 70s and into the 60s. Really a perfect trick or treating forecast as those winds do start to pick up out of the southwest, and they will start to get pretty gusty as we go into your Thursday, especially into the afternoon. And we do have to watch for elevated fire danger too, with those gusts over 20, maybe 25 miles per hour at that time. Here's our chance of rain, a small chance with the cold front on Friday, maybe 100th or 200ths of an inch of rain. That's it. Otherwise, it gets chilly as we go into the weekend. We're looking at a mix of sun and clouds, so another good-looking weekend. Not necessarily great news with the dry conditions. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast. 70 today, and then warming up to 80 by Halloween. Mild Friday, mid-70s, and then colder for the weekend, 62 Saturday. Remember, clocks go back 1 hour Sunday morning as daylight saving time ends. Chilly Sunday, and then warmer on Monday and mostly cloudy.
Thank you, Bob. Dry weather and now frosty conditions. They're packing a double punch for our farmers. This irrigation system is what farmers rely on to keep their crops alive. The drought has led to increased irrigation, and that is upping costs, resources, and hours of labor. And now on top of that, we have the drought. Frost are we recently experiencing that is an added obstacle.
It's kind of like dew in the morning, so you get a little bit of moisture, a little bit of wet, but with strawberries specifically, we have to start putting our frost covers over a little bit earlier than we were expecting. Normally, we want to do that around Thanksgiving.
And farmers tell CoastTV as the dry weather continues, the mortality rate grows for strawberries, peaches, and other produce.
Coming up next on CoastTV News Today, protecting pedestrians in Georgetown. Now, the police chief says they'll notify locals of the new rules before they go into effect. Don't go anywhere.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We are Delmarva proud.
Have you ever needed some help with selection and design layout in your renovated tile bathroom project, kitchen backsplash, or any other tile project? You don't have to go across the bridge. The professionals at East Coast Tile and Flooring offer the largest selection to assist architects, designers, and homeowners on any size project in all price ranges. East Coast Tile and Flooring has the quality, knowledge, and expertise you need. Call East Coast Tile and Flooring today for a design consultation.
These fields are empty now, but soon they'll be alive.
Some teams can only dream to play it because they can't afford it. And that is why Toyota is sponsoring Delmarva's Dream Team.
We're looking for teams from any sport and any level. Each month, your Delmarva Toyota dealer will give one local team a $1,000 grant. And after the year, one finalist will receive an additional $3,000.
Nominate your dream team at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
DSN's Delmarva's Dream Team, sponsored by your local Toyota dealer.
Coming out of COVID, the cost of everything has gone up. I am an independent. Larry Hogan, being a Republican in a Democratic state, he represents Democrats, he represents Republicans, he represents the people of Maryland. He has a common sense ideology. He wants to cut back on the taxes, cut back on the bridge tolls. Those are what's affecting us on a daily basis. He wants to see the people of Maryland successful and financially secure.
Stand with Governor Hogan. Join our team by donating today.
I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message.
Hey, Delaware. Bet Rivers and Delaware Park Casino are bringing betting on football to your phone. From props and in-game betting to the spread and the money line, it's all on your phone and it's all a touchdown. Plus, right now when you sign up, you'll get a second chance bet of up to $500. So huddle up with Bet Rivers, Delaware Park Casino, and football on your phone. Download the app today.
Locals in Georgetown are getting familiar with some new safety rules after Monday's town council meeting. The new ordinance now makes it illegal to walk in the streets when a sidewalk is available. If there's no sidewalk, pedestrians must walk facing oncoming traffic. It also bans approaching cars, waiting at stop signs or idling, and hanging out on medians or curbs for too long. Georgetown's police chief says there will be a grace period before this enforcement begins.
If this ordinance gets approved, we'll have some flyers that are printed out, and we will make contact with the people that are in violation and just make them aware of the new ordinance, talk about pedestrian safety with them, and then let them know that in the future they could be arrested for the same conduct.
And town officials emphasize this new rule is about preventing crashes and making the roads safer, but it could also change how panhandling is dealt with in Georgetown.
First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey is back with us. We will get warmer, it seems like, as the day moves on, but quite brisk right now, Bob.
Oh, very brisk. Yeah, we're scraping a little bit of frost away from the coast, but at the beaches, you are frost-free. But still chilly this morning, 40s in Assateague and Chincoteague, and then mostly sunny skies throughout the day. You'll see highs into the mid-70s. Remember, that sun's still strong, moderate UV index, so make sure you have the higher SPF sunscreen. Ocean City and Fenwick Island warming into the mid-60s later on. On the bay side, the next 3 days, a big warm-up, 70 today in Cambridge, up to 80 by Halloween. At Crisfield, mid-60s today, and then into the 70s by Halloween. So a big warm-up. We stay dry, but then cool down for the weekend. Much more in your forecast coming up in the next half hour.
Bob, thank you. Also coming up after the break, creating coastal climate plans. We're going to show you how some hot topics regarding the environment are now impacting the Delaware's race for governor.
Also, Milford marijuana conversation. The city looks to move forward in legalizing recreational weed.
And owners could be paying more to have visitors stay in their Sussex County rentals. How much of a rental tax could be imposed by County Council? CoastTV News Today. We'll be right back.
Elevate your business and engage more customers with Draper Media. Our diverse network of media properties such as WBOC, CoastTV, 93.5 The Beach, and 102.5 WBOC reaches over 500,000 Delmarva residents across various channels like television, radio, social media, and digital platforms. Enhance your brand's visibility across the Delmarva region with Draper Media. Our passionate team of media specialists and content creators are dedicated to showcasing your brand through engaging commercials, dynamic drone footage, eye-catching graphic and web design, and social media branding. Share your brand story on our popular programs, capturing the attention of your target audience. Trust your brand with Draper Media, a family-oriented company serving the Delmarva community. Contact Frank Hamilton today at fhamilton@wboc.com to get started.
Minor surges happen every day in your home, shortening the lifespan of electronics and appliances. Major surges can destroy them instantly. Smart homeowners protect against surges. Like a seatbelt, you're glad you have protection when the need arises. A surge protection system from Expert Wire safeguards everything from kitchen appliances, TVs, to your home's heating and air conditioning system. Expert Wire ensures professional installation for complete peace of mind. Leave the wiring to the experts and make it a powerful day.
When choosing a granite countertop, choose one for real life and beauty. No matter what life throws at them, they'll look beautiful forever. Ancient Art Stone invites you to discover the affordability of granite and upgrade your home to the beautiful works of art from Ancient Art Stone. Centrally located in Milford, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva to make your dreams a reality. Visit us and allow our devoted professionals to craft, fabricate, and install a superior finished product that will transform your home into a work of art.
Now on CoastTV News.
New tax up for debate in Sussex County. I'll tell you how it could affect short-term rentals.
Public hearing on pot. That's what happened Monday night in Milford. The concerns by some, and how close is the city to making recreational sales legal?
Delaware decision. We continue our look ahead to next week's election by hearing from two women running to be the state's next lieutenant governor.
And it's another chilly start on this Tuesday morning. A touch of frost, inland areas 30s, 40s at the beaches. We remain dry with a warming trend. Scary warm for Halloween. Details coming up.
This is CoastTV News Today.
October 29th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
And we're approaching 6:31 on this Tuesday morning. Yesterday, I did some of that house prep. Now that we have those freezing and the frost, I did the outdoor faucets, put a cover on that to try to prevent the pipes from cracking and breaking.
That is all news to me.
Yeah.
That is something my husband handles, and I had no idea you're even supposed to do that.
I don't know if I'm doing it right, but I'm doing it. I did it. So
I just kind of okay, whatever's supposed to happen magically happens.
Household, there's a division of labor.
Yes.
I am not allowed to do any laundry because I did something wrong one time.
That's a good way to get out of chores. Do it wrong. And then
it wasn't intent. It was not. That was not the intent, but that was the result.
I used to do that to my parents, and then my mom caught on. So, but that was back in the day. All right, well, let's bring in Bob right now. Bob, you too knew that you're supposed to cover your whatever with whatever.
Whatever with whatever. Yeah, Paige. It's winterizing this time of year, and for the outdoor water, what I do is I kill the main water switch inside, and then open the spigot all the way up to get all that water out. Because if it's in there and it freezes, it could crack when it gets really, really cold. But it wouldn't do that this morning because we don't have a hard freeze. We're looking at temperatures in the mid-30s, inland areas, 36 Seaford and Georgetown. Just cold enough to get a frost on the cars, wood objects, and on the grassy surfaces as well. Temperatures in the 40s. We're looking at calm conditions, a little bit of a breeze at the beach. Watch for a little bit of fog. Otherwise, it's mainly clear, a little frosty inland as we have high pressure over the top of us. And that high will start to move to the east, and we'll moderate temperatures as we go through the day. We're starting out in the 40s and 50s, and then eventually we're into the low to mid 60s by noon. Some inland locations 70, maybe Delmar, Salisbury, but a little cooler at the beaches where you're in the low to mid 60s. A few clouds this evening, and temperatures still milder than they have been. For the kiddos at the bus stop, make sure they're bundled up. It will be a little frosty. A cold start, 36, and then heading home, well, they can carry that jacket a bit warmer, mostly sunny and 68.
All right, Bob, thank you. Short-term rentals are very popular, of course, in Sussex County due to our beaches being a popular destination for visitors. But now the Sussex County Council is discussing an ordinance that would tax those located in unincorporated areas.
And CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Georgetown. Elisa, this is not the first time the county has discussed an ordinance like this.
I'm currently in front of the County Council building here in Georgetown, and today officials inside this building will talk about a proposed ordinance to raise the lodging tax for short-term rentals to 3%. Now, this would go for the entire county, but it would only apply to short-term rentals in unincorporated areas or non-downtown areas. And now many towns in Sussex County already have a lodging tax for short-term rentals in place. And today the county's finance director will discuss that proposed ordinance. We spoke with an agent at Berkshire and Hathaway to learn how this tax will impact short-term rentals that company oversees.
It invariably is going to hurt the economy. The less people you have coming to the area to vacation, the less money you have flowing through the economy, being restaurants, your retail shops, your services are all going to suffer when you have fewer tourists in the area.
An ordinance like this was imposed in 2019, but it was suspended due to COVID-19. And that meeting will take place today at 12:30. Back to you.
Lisa, thank you so much. The Milford cannabis conversation, where it can be sold and when it can be sold now. A public comment session was held Monday at the City Council meeting to discuss all of that for recreational marijuana.
As CoastTV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, people used that session to give all sorts of opinions on this topic.
Marijuana use is legal in Delaware, but the sale of recreational marijuana is a city-by-city, town-by-town issue.
This is a huge decision.
Milford is ultimately giving the green light, but they still have to determine the rules regulating those sales.
I don't know that there's any do-overs if we make the wrong decision.
Monday, the City Council got to hear from the community. Trish Marvel lives in Milford and thinks the city needs to be cautious.
I think that this is a huge decision for our City Council, and I think that it seems like this is kind of like on a fast track.
Kevin Block, on the other hand, works in Milford and doesn't see any problem with it as long as it's handled well.
I think if it's a permit system of some sort, I think that'd be a good idea, and it might be a little bit of a boon for the economy in downtown, and that's basically what needs to be done.
The town council says they will take all comments into consideration, and Mayor Todd Culata says they are taking the right steps to try and make everyone happy.
We want to use these opportunities to give the public a chance to come out and be heard, and we did that.
So far, most coastal towns and cities have said no to any recreational pot sales, but Milford is bucking the trend and lighting their own way. While today was just a public comment session and nothing was voted on, there will be more public comments and workshop sessions down the road. But from the crowd today and those who spoke, it seems like there are some mixed opinions on whether or not to allow recreational marijuana in Milford. In Milford, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
Happening today, Denmark will continue to work on the state's 2025 climate action plan. A big part of the plan is offshore wind, and people can learn more about this during a session scheduled for this afternoon at the Cheer Center in Georgetown. Now, CoastTV sat down with each of Delaware's gubernatorial candidates. Here's what Matt Meyer and Mike Ramone said on the topic of wind power off the coast.
First and foremost, we're going to protect Delaware. We're going to protect Delaware residents and Delaware's interests. I know people are looking for, are you pro-wind or are you anti-wind, one or the other? I think it's really not that easy. The economics of wind right now, and particularly in the last few years, have become really challenging. We're not going to do something that economically does not make sense for Delawareans and to lead our community forward in a sustainable way. If there's a way for us to do it without impacting view sheds, without impacting the environment when the wind energy comes onshore, we certainly will look at that. We're not going to allow Maryland to get all the benefits of its offshore wind to come in and provide burdens to the coastline of Delaware.
Wind power is not a problem for me. Wind power, forcing people to drive EV cars, it's just chaos. There will be no secretaries putting mandates on people on what they can drive. There will be no states saying, well, you can't connect to my state, so go connect to the neighbor, and then we get all the headaches and all the terrible stuff, and they get all the energy. That's not me. That ain't happening. As an entrepreneur, the one thing I do know is how to negotiate a good deal and how to walk away from a bad one.
Plan Denmark is putting together is based on the 2021 version with some expected updates.
And with Election Day just a week away, Delaware voters are preparing to choose not only their next governor, but also the lieutenant governor. 2 women are currently vying for that position of Delaware's next lieutenant governor. That will be the second in command this year. So we have Democrat Kyle Evans-Gay facing Republican Ruth Briggs King. Both have served in the state legislature. Both are touting their ability to work across party lines. Delaware's lieutenant governor holds the power to cast a tie-breaking vote in the state Senate and chairs the state's Board of Pardons.
We still got more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Still coming up, new rules for airline refunds. We'll tell you how you could be compensated if your flight gets delayed or canceled.
Also, blue bomb in the Bronx. The big bet that has the Dodgers 1 win away from a World Series title.
And raising breast cancer awareness. We're telling you the important statistics you need to know about the disease that impacts thousands of women every year. Stick with us on CoastTV News Today.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, such as myself in appliances, to ensure that you not only get the best product for your needs, but that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your remodel.
It's always fun bringing clients into Delmarva Design Center. No matter how much they want to spend, there's always an option for people to pick something that they like.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
My name is Bill Colling, and I've known Mark Schaefer for 30 plus years. He and I have been able to reach out and reach across to each other for causes and things that were good for people, communities, and neighborhoods. I do believe that Mark being reelected will be great for our communities and our families and things that we need to get done to be a better world.
Porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah,
So they're made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah.
And they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think
and
so.
And they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out? And the custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
Don't miss the 8th Annual Delaware Resorts 55 Plus Expo, Saturday, November 2nd from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Cape Henlopen High School. Admission is free. Explore the area's most successful health and wellness companies, realtors, retirement communities, physical therapy firms, senior services, financial services, home products and services, all designed for the 55 Plus community. Stop by for free flu shots and free health screenings provided by BB Healthcare. Some exhibitors offer expo specials and door prizes. There's something for everyone, and all ages are welcome. The Delaware Resorts 55 Plus Expo. Don't miss.
6:41 on a beautiful Tuesday morning. Irish Eyes Cam, just a few clouds on the horizon, brightening skies. 44 in Lewis. We're frost-free at the beaches, even 53 in Rehoboth, but 36 in Georgetown and Seaford. We've got a little frost inland areas, so plan appropriately this morning. Just a little bit of a breeze, and we're looking at mainly clear skies, maybe a little bit of fog. Otherwise, good visibility this morning with high pressure. And with that high sliding offshore, we are going to start to warm things up today. Here's the drive cast. Patchy frost this morning. That's why I gave it the yellow light. Leave extra time to scrape the windshield, then sunny and cool for your PM commute. In case you missed it earlier, Ellen Reed from Ocean View is our umbrella winner. Congratulations, Ellen. Maybe one of these days she can use it. And that's from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Thank you, Bob. Now, October is officially Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Delaware. The Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition was recognized recently for its work with other local health organizations to provide people with breast cancer screening and treatment services in the state. Now, according to the coalition, it is estimated that there will be at least 313,000 new cases of breast cancer diagnosed in the U.S. this year, and over 1,100 of those in Delaware alone.
U.S. airlines are now required to refund passengers for a significantly delayed or canceled flight. A new federal rule says airlines must give passengers cash refunds. Some airlines previously gave out vouchers to passengers if problems occurred with their flight. The rule change comes just weeks before the busy holiday travel season gets underway. Change of venue in the 2024 World Series. Same result. Game 3 of the Fall Classic last night in the Bronx, and it is the Dodgers now on the brink of a championship. Yankee Stadium hosting a World Series game for the first time in 15 years, and in the first inning, Freddie Freeman takes the Clark Schmidt pitch for a ride. That's a two-run tater for Freeman, and again, the Dodgers open with the lead. It's 2-0 here. That's 5 straight World Series games that Freeman has homered. In the third, Mookie Betts bloops it to right. Tommy Edmonds scores. The Dodgers go on to win Game 3 by a 4-2 score. They are 1 win away from a title. LA goes for the sweep tonight, attempting to win their 7th World Series since moving to Los Angeles in 1958.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
The undefeated Seagulls continue to fly high in football. The national polls are starting to take notice. SU is once again ranked number 2 in the nation in the second NCAA Power Index poll. The ranking system is new this season and is meant to determine the 12 at-large bids for the Division III tournament. Now, Salisbury is already 7-0 on the year, and a win against TCNJ this weekend would give the Seagulls the conference title and an automatic bid to the postseason. That game against the Lions is Saturday on the road. The Goals' next home game is next weekend against McDaniel. Today on DSN, we've got highlights of 7 different regional titles in Maryland, and 2 of them are going to be live streamed on DSN+. Queen Anne's County hosts Kent Island in a field hockey, girls soccer doubleheader. The Lady Lions tied the Buccaneers in both sports earlier this season. Field hockey begins this afternoon at 4, and you can find the full stream on DSN+. And in addition to the Bayside are those Salisbury Christian Jaguars. They play for the ECAC Championship against the Gunston School later tonight. The Jags went 15-1 in the regular season, and the only loss came in this matchup against the Herons back in early September. We'll have that game live on DSN Plus today at 5. All told, we'll have highlights from 9 games tonight and find out where at coming up at 10:30. Today for sports. We'll see you later on.
And don't forget, coming up today on DSN at 6 p.m., it's 1CW Pro Wrestling. Your game of the night, Salisbury University faces off against Rowan on the football field at 7. And stay tuned for a recap on all the action on the final score at 10:30. And then coming up on DSN Plus, you can catch that game of the night we mentioned, but there's many more exclusives in store for you as well. So at 4, catch Kent Island take on Queen Anne's in field hockey. At 5, the Gunston School will serve Salisbury Christian on the volleyball court. 5:30, it's Kent Island and Queen Anne's in girls soccer. And at 6:30, watch Sussex Central play Odessa in boys soccer. Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Here's what's coming up today at 4 on Coast Life.
If your morning ritual calls for a cup of coffee and maybe you want to spook it up a little bit, we know the people that can do just that.
Ooh, looking forward to that. We're also getting ready for Thursday. That, of course, is Halloween. We're talking trick or treat or trunk or treat. What's the better option? What do you prefer? We're going to hear from you during our great debate. That and more today at 4 on Coast Life.
Sunrise not until 7:25, but brightening skies now in Laurel. 33. We're scraping frost inland areas. Not so along the beaches, but we will be looking at temperatures warming up, especially as we get into Halloween. Scary warm that day and staying mainly dry. I'll have your forecast details coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
I'm Kim Hoy Stevenson. As a Sussex County Planning Commissioner, I protected more than 2,000 acres of open space, supported farmers, and defended our community values. It's about people over politics. Vote Kim Hoey Stevenson for Delaware State Senate 6th District.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows, and pick the perfect peaches. Organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood. The historic Lewis Farmers Market is in the George H.P. Smith Park at DuPont and Johnson Avenues in Lewis every Saturday from 8 to noon.
Brian, what's the difference between treated wood and composite decking?
Treated wood decking costs less, but requires a lot of maintenance over the years. Composite decking looks like wood, but won't fade, curl, or rot. It's insect resistant, maintenance free, and comes with a lifetime warranty. Get composite decking for the same price as treated lumber through October, extended just for you.
Paul Davis can bring the showroom to you as soon as tomorrow.
And we'll give you an estimate that day.
Call Paul Davis, the restoration and remodeling experts.
I'm Kim Hoy Stevenson. As a Sussex County Planning Commissioner, I protected more than 2,000 acres of open space, supported farmers, and defended our community values. It's about people over politics. Vote Kim Hoey Stevenson for Delaware State Senate 6th District.
Weather brought to you by Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, dedicated to excellence in Delaware and Maryland.
It's the perfect time to upgrade your home's comfort with Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning.
Now through December 7th, get up to $2,200 with Carrier's Cool Cash Instant Rebate on qualifying systems. That's right, big savings on a brand new, energy-efficient heating system. You may also be eligible for a federal tax credit up to $2,000 with a qualified system.
Get it done now and stay warm all winter long. Call Coastal Comfort or visit coastalcomfort.com, a Carrier factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
It's now 6:48 on your Tuesday morning. We're going to take a live look right now at Laurel. And Bob, it doesn't look spooky there right now, but it could look a little spooky on Thursday, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to be warm. It's going to feel like summer, Paige, on Halloween. Unbelievable. The downside of that is that the fire danger is higher because it's drier. It's going to be breezy. But for the trick-or-treaters, it's going to be great. High around 80 degrees, falling through the 70s, upper 60s later in the evening on Thursday, but looking fantastic. A little breezy. So those costumes will be getting blown around a little bit. Might have to hang on to the witch hat a little bit as we go into Thursday. And this morning, we're scraping a little frost inland areas. 34 Salisbury, 33 in Delmar, 36 in Seaford and Georgetown and Milton as well. So it is pretty cold, and we're looking at 40s and 50s at the beaches. That is where you're frost-free right now. A little bit of a breeze there, but it's calm inland with high pressure. And another graphic we continue to show day after day. 32 days now that we have not seen any rain. We're going to go through the entire month of October with no measurable rain. Pretty amazing. Last time was September 27th that we had measurable rain in 34 days. That is number one on the list of top 5 driest periods. We're number 2 now. We will tie that on Halloween and then eclipse it as we go into Friday. It will be the driest period for some time. We're looking at dry conditions right now, maybe a little bit of fog. Otherwise, we're looking at clear skies, high pressure, so light winds, clear skies. That's why we have the frost. Eventually, this high will start to shift offshore today, and the winds will turn around to the south. We'll start to warm things up, and there's even a stronger warm front back to the west, and that will usher in that very warm air for Halloween. You can see in the middle part of the country is very dry, so that will be our weather as we go through the next couple of days. It's cold this morning. Here's Futurecast warming us up today. By noon, we're in the 60s, upper 60s, close to 70 away from the coast later on. Cooler for the beaches. Then as we go through the overnight with a southerly breeze, temperatures will be held up a little bit. So by tomorrow morning, not bad. We're looking at low to mid 50s. And then we really see a bigger warm up as we go into Wednesday afternoon with mid to upper 70s, 60s and 70s at the beaches. And then very mild as we go into Halloween morning. We're looking at 60s and then upper 70s by noon, and then by the afternoon, pretty incredible. 80 in Georgetown, 81 in Long Neck. It will be breezy, and the fire danger will be elevated, so we have to be careful as we go into the afternoon. And then for the trick-or-treaters, we're in the 70s, even deep into the evening, looking at temperatures into the 70s. Very pleasant trick-or-treating weather. We'll see those winds picking up, not especially strong today, but they do start to get stronger from the south and the west, and then gusting over 25 miles per hour by Thursday afternoon. So that's when that fire danger will be higher heading into Halloween. Hopefully a little bit of rain with the front on Friday. Not expecting a lot, maybe a little bit of measurable rain. Otherwise, sun and clouds for the weekend, and it will be cooler. Good looking weekend on the way. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 70 today, 78 Wednesday, getting breezy and Halloween warm, 80 mid 70s Friday, cooler 60s for the weekend. Remember, clocks go back 1 hour Sunday morning, and then it warms up a little bit heading into Monday.
Bob, thank you so much. Happening today, it's the groundbreaking ceremony at Sussex Tech for its new school. We're showing you right there the plans for that remodel. A ceremony will be held later this afternoon at 4, and the new school will cover 353,000 square feet. All right, time is now 6:52 this morning, and we got to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Sure do, Paige. And on your screen, today's coastal pet loves a great sunset. That is 10-and-a-half-year-old Nola. Nola lives to watch the sunset and pose for a beautiful picture. Nola was submitted to us by her family in Lewis.
Cute photo there. We want to see all the cute photos of your pets on Delmarva. Send us more photos. Tell us what makes your pet so special.
On your screen is that QR code. If you scan that, you can get your furry friend to us here at CoastTV, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
We have a touch of frost inland areas now. Look at this, 33 in Laurel, so pretty cold there. Not as cold at the beaches, but everybody starts to warm up, especially as we get towards Halloween. Scary warm that day. Stay mainly dry and cooler into the weekend. I'll have your 10-day forecast, including Election Day, coming up next.
Hello! What's funky, fun, and fabulous? The Pottery Place in Fenwick Island. Explore over 12,000 square feet of fabulous finds, from furniture to gifts, home decor, art, pottery, housewares, and more. New pieces arrive weekly, hand-selected for the ultimate unique shopping experience. Looking for something extra special? Special orders and free local delivery is available.
We have everything under the sun.
There's something for everyone. The Pottery Place in Fenwick Island, Delaware. A family tradition for over 50 years.
As temperatures drop, FH Fur invites you to be part of something truly heartwarming. Our Fall into Comfort Toy Drive. Through December 15th for only $29, the experts at FH Fur will perform a comprehensive heating system inspection, ensuring your home stays snug through the chilly months ahead. The best part? 100% of the proceeds will go to the United States Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots. Schedule your heating inspection today with FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
Girls, they just want to have fun. Grab your friends and let the fun begin at our new Chic at the Beach located in Lewis, Delaware. If you like the finer things in life, you'll love our collection of authentic new and pre-owned designer handbags from Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Hermes. Need chic accessories? We have them too. David Yurman, fine jewelry, sunglasses, shoes, and more. All at Chic at the Beach, Coastal Highway North at the exit for the Cape May Lewis Ferry. Tax-free shopping at Chic at the Beach in Lewis. Stay chic!
We'll do the whole carpet in the whole house for $5.
Wait.
You didn't even know how to do this. I thought you did.
We are family owned and operated, but I don't think either of you are ready to install yet. At Matt the Carpet Guy, we have the best vinyl plank and carpet in stock, bringing our showroom to you so you can feel confident in the carpet you choose. Matt the Carpet Guy in Selbyville and Salisbury, flooring done right.
In 1925, a simple bank ledger began journaling the transactions of life in Willards, Maryland. New houses, barns, and farm equipment. Growing families and businesses both big and small. A record through time of hardship and prosperity. 100 years ago, the founding of the Farmers Bank of Willards was vital to the town. 100 years later, banking has changed, but the Farmers Bank remains steadfast in its original mission, keeping and reinvesting millions of dollars right here for the benefit of our communities.
It's 6:55. It's time for some things you need to know before you go. After months of a threat, Ocean City and several other local entities have filed a lawsuit against the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management to prevent the wind turbines from being built off of our coast. Ocean City Mayor Rick Meehan says that the town is paying in full for that lawsuit and say they are now waiting for a court date.
No, for looking at how it wants to handle marijuana, city considering whether or not they will allow it to be sold recreationally and what requirements would be in place if that does happen. A public hearing last night. That was just a public comment session. No action was taken.
Alrighty, time is now 6:56. But first we got to get ready to show off your four-legged friends some extra attention because it's National Cat Day.
Yeah, about 32% of U.S. households, including my own, have a cat.
That's right. We saw one of them yesterday. Right. And they are the second most popular pet after dogs, according to the American Veterinary Association.
Yeah, so this is what happens in my house, Paige. That first picture was Finn and Baker.
Aww.
But, yeah.
That's so cute. How many cats do you have? 4?
Yeah.
Are we waiting for Baker Meowfield again?
I don't know.
I hope he shows up.
Yeah.
But we have to go to weather.
Okay, there they are. Baker and Finn, party animals.
Lovely. Well, they're on a bar, so
yep.
I can tell. All right, we got to do weather now, but that's fun.
Yep. One final check with First Alert meteorologist Bob Tri.
What a perfect story to end the newscast. Yeah, see what I did there? We need the ice scraper this morning for a little bit of frost inland areas. We're in the 30s. And then a nice warm up today, mostly sunny. Winds turn around to the south, warming through the 60s, close to 70 this afternoon. Cooler at the beaches. Paul Davis 10-day forecast, even warmer Wednesday, 78. Halloween is going to be warm and windy, 80 degrees. Looking good for the trick-or-treaters into the evening hours, but elevated fire danger, unfortunately. Mild Friday, then a big cool down. By the way, we could see a few showers on Friday, nothing significant. Big cool down for the weekend, 62 Saturday. Clocks go back 1 hour Sunday morning. Then it warms up next week. Right now, Election Day, looking mild, 74, partly cloudy, then cooling down after that.
All right, Bob, thank you, and thank you all for joining us on Coast TV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
We'll be back with Coast TV News midday at 11, so stick with us.
Until then, have a great Tuesday morning, everybody.